Welcome, everyone, to the Entertainment Buffet Podcast, mini number 6. And guys, I'm not going to be doing a full what I've been watching, reading, or playing. This is specifically a mini episode where I'm going to be talking about the latest Marvel movie, Spider-Man No Way Home. As always, please check out Entertainment Buffet at all the places you can find on social media, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. We would really appreciate support with likes, subscribes, shares, watches, and all the places. This podcast can be found on Spotify, Pocket Cast, Apple. So if there's another platform you listen to podcasts you would prefer opposed to the one you currently found us on, check us out at other places as well. Subscribes would be great, and shares as well. As always, we have a sponsor for Entertainment Buffet. That is Zenni Optical. If you're watching the YouTube video of this version, I am wearing a pair of their glasses. I got these glasses for only $50. So check them out at the link below. If you buy a pair of glasses, we get a kickback here at Entertainment Buffet, and we'd really appreciate that. I reached out to them to be a sponsor. They didn't reach out to me because I'm just a fan. I have like over a dozen pair of their glasses that I've gotten the last 4 years, and I think you guys would enjoy them too. But let's jump right in. I will say there's no spoilers at the moment. I'll give a spoiler warning, but when it comes to Spider-Man No Way Home, I know that this Spider-Man franchise has been all over the place. There's obviously the 3 Sam Raimi films that came out in 2002, 2004, and 2007. There's the Amazing Spider-Man movies that came out in, I think it was 2012 and 2014-ish. Did not see those. And then Tom Holland showed up in the Marvel Universe. And now he's had Homecoming, Far From Home, and now No Way Home. I get it. So the Spider-Man character has been all over movies, and of course Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, great animated movie. But as far as the live action movies goes, guys, there's this movie I'm sure is going to be polarizing in the sense that there's going to be people that are going to say it's the best superhero movie, it's the best Spider-Man movie, it's the best Marvel movie, like whatever they want to say, it's the best. And then there's other people over here that are going to say it's overrated. They're going to say that everyone is just distracted by their nostalgia glasses. They're going to nitpick every little thing. They're going to be negative and they're going to be toxic because unfortunately when it comes to fandoms and franchises, they're full of fucking negative people. Star Wars has almost been ruined to me strictly because of the fans. I have not allowed them to ruin Rick and Morty. I've not allowed them to ruin the Marvel movies. But guys, I'm just going to say this movie's fucking fun. All right? And if you don't have fun with it, maybe you need to let Marvel movies go. Maybe you need to let superhero adaptations of comic books go. Because this did something that is something that should not have been able to be pulled off, because let's look at superhero movies ever since the late 90s when Blade came out. Is like there are some that focus on one character that struggle. They can't even make that one character interesting. They can't make that writing, the action sequences. They can't make any of it entertaining for 2 hours. Marvel has found a way, if you haven't seen, like watch Infinity War and watch Endgame, they found a way to juggle an insurmountable amount of characters and make a lot of them either have arcs or feel important or be given dramatic moments or action sequences or whatever it is. Everyone feels important and it is just fucking entertaining. I understand if you're not in the main demographic. I did see it with my partner who's not a huge superhero fan, and she was like, yeah, it's fine. Because she knows she's not the target demographic. And I think that's one thing a lot of people need to realize when they go into movies is they need to not criticize based on whether they think it's good or bad. Just realize, are you part of the demographic or not? Like with Star Wars, are those movies for kids now? Most likely. Are you 35 and bitter because it's not like when you watched it on VHS as a kid? There's a lot of things that aren't going to be like that. So get the fuck over it. So I think, I'm sorry guys, I'm not saying you're wrong if you criticize Spider-Man No Way Home. I'm just saying reevaluate, one, how you're going to have fun in movies. Two, whether you should watch not only anything more with this character or any more in this franchise, whether that be Sony joint productions with Marvel Studios or Marvel Studios movies. Because if you're not on, you're not going to all of a sudden get on board. Or if you're into only certain characters, maybe only engage in those characters and don't watch everything. Because look, Marvel is getting to the point where it's crossing 30 movies. They also have a handful of Disney Plus miniseries. Like, there's just so much content out there. For the first time, like, I'm behind. I did not see Eternals. So I'm not caught up. First time that's happened, and I don't know how long when it comes to Marvel movies. But guys, you're either going to like it because you usually like these things, or you're not going to like it because you usually don't. Like, this is Marvel Studios joint with Sony on this creative process, and you can just tell. I think they do a fantastic job of being funny. I did appreciate in this movie they didn't overdo the funny. Because there's some times where they were getting known for a little thing, whereas anytime it was dramatic, they'd do a joke. And they didn't do that in this movie. There were times where they sat in the drama, they sat in the tragedy, and they really had you think about it, and it hit you. And I think that it's something that they need to continue to do. I think it's something that they did in these Tom Holland movies. See the scene where Peter is stuck under the rubble after Vulture almost killed him. See some of the stuff with Mysterio, where he's all freaked out and he can't tell if Happy's real or not. Like, see those moments, and they did it more in Far From Home, or No Way Home, because the titles are close together. Now I guess I'm going to get into spoiler territory, but I'm just going to say, if you like these types of movies, you will like it. If you are becoming bitter and a hater and someone who can't get over themselves, I'm sorry, you're not going to like it. And maybe you're not the target demographic anymore. It's fine. We all get older. It happens. But now let's talk about spoilers. It's one of the worst kept secrets. I'm someone who's been trying to avoid any type of spoilers, too much footage, whatever. But we get to see tons of characters from the Spider-Man franchise come over from other universes. That means we get my favorite villain. We get Doc Ock from Spider-Man 2. We get Willem Dafoe's Green Goblin from the original Spider-Man. We get Sandman from Spider-Man 3. We get the amazing Spider-Man's villain Lizard with Dr. Kirk Connors. We also get Jamie Foxx from Electro from Amazing Spider-Man 2. So we get 5 villains from all these other movies. We also get Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, and we also get Andrew Garfield Spider-Man. Oh, and there's also Doctor Strange, and on top of that, just for shits and giggles. Yeah, this is a movie that I just listed all those characters, and sure, some of them are not the main character. They don't get a lot to do. Some of them are just in the background, but that's fine. That's fucking fine. It's a Spider-Man movie. Spider-Man definitely goes through an arc. He definitely goes through shit in this movie. There's a tragedy. There's someone that dies in the movie that it is pretty heartbreaking. Also, there's a choice he has to make at the end that, okay, tragic. I'm wondering if they're going to redo it later in other movies, if they're going to change their mind on that choice. But this is a movie that frankly should not have worked. I'm just going to say it. It shouldn't have worked. But they found a fucking way to do it. Like, as someone who can objectively look at Marvel movies and find things to criticize, I would say that the only thing was there were some scenes where they laid on the jokes a little bit too long, especially, like, I'm specifically thinking of the scene where Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire show up with Zendaya and the friend who plays Ned. But MJ and Ned are introduced to them, and then also Ned's like grandmother or aunt or mom or someone is there speaking Spanish, and it's just kind of like it's very funny. Don't get me wrong, there are some jokes that are funny, but it just lasts a little too long. And I mean, this movie is 2 hours and 20 minutes. I'm not saying that it should be shorter, but maybe 5-10 minutes here and there, just little nitpick, little things to remove. I don't know. But yeah, guys, this movie, I don't know how the fuck they pulled it off. Because there's some people that, like I said, look at the early 2000s. Look at fucking Ghost Rider. Look at some of the X-Men movies. Look at even Spider-Man 3, like where they tried to juggle a lot and they couldn't, where this movie was like, pardon me, we're going to pretty much have an Avengers level cast, but when it comes to villains and also multiple Spider-Man, and we're going to fucking make it work. Like, that's nuts. That's nuts. And that's why I said, like, guys, if you think that some of the jokes are too much, or you think they laid too much on nostalgia, like, I'd like to see you do better. I would like to see you write that script. I'll read it. I don't care if it's fan fiction and only you read it and I read it. I'll read it. Write better. Let me know. Send it to entertainmentbuffet@gmail.com. Write that script. I want to see your version of a Spider-Man 3 juggling as much as they did, bringing in all of the all-star cast from not one, but 3 different Spider-Man franchises. 3, this franchise that's been around for 20 years, and they pulled it off. So I'm just so surprised. The action is fun, minimal that I would change, emotional. Yeah, it just does it all. Spider-Man's a tragic character. They give us the tragedy, and as someone who may not be able to see a movie in theaters for a while because of social distances and COVID, like, I am so happy that I saw this on the big screen. I can't wait to buy this movie because wow, it was fun. It was fucking fun. And you may not be a big fan of Spider-Man. That's fine. Maybe you shouldn't see any Spider-Man then. But I think when you look at Tom Holland's trilogy of movies, it is crazy to see where he started in the Homecoming story to where he is in No Way Home. There is just not only single movie arcs, but an overarching arc, you know what I'm saying, of this trilogy that is so well done. And you could tell that it was made by the same creative team, and it is just the same cast. It is just, even with quality across those 3 movies. Like, honestly, if I were to do my Marvel ranking right now, here's what I would like it to be. Winter Soldier, hard to really top. That's just going to probably be my Marvel favorite for a long time. But if there was something to top it, it would be a 3-way tie between Homecoming, Far From Home, and No Way Home. Like, that is Spider-Man. They pulled it off with Tom Holland, and they even found a way to bring in the other 2 and pull it off with them too. Wow. Guys, it's a lot of fun. Be safe if you go to see it in theaters, if you can. If not, rent it, buy it as soon as you can, because it is a lot of fun. If you don't have fun, then maybe these aren't for you. Sorry. Like, I went on Facebook and I saw someone who has actually been on this podcast. I won't say their name, but just criticizing it. And while I saw some of their points were valid, I'm also like, who hurt you? Why don't you like fun anymore? like these movies are like a certain flavor of ice cream. I'm not saying don't eat ice cream anymore, but if the flavor is too sweet or whatever for you, then don't eat that flavor. Do something else. And that's all I got to say. Spider-Man No Way From Home. This has been mini episode number 6. Thanks for listening, guys.